It is safe to say that many Americans don't know the history of the Vietnam War, but a 10-night, 18-hour in-depth series by Ken Burns aims to change that. The Now's Tom McKee got together with veterans of that era to get reaction to how the show matches their memories. And what did you find, Tom?
Very, very interesting from some people who were on the front lines in Vietnam. Earl Carrell was so traumatized by what he saw in the 1970s, he still does not talk about it. Kenneth Mangus's Vietnam experience led to him become a forensic psychologist. Both say the Ken Burns retrospective should give Americans better context on how the country got involved. The Vietnam War was a conflict that claimed over 58,000 American lives, impacted the politics of the nation and a generation of young men. Among them, Earl Carrell, whose Army job was to transport jet fuel.
I lost several friends, and I really don't talk about it.
Carrell watched the first Ken Burns segment Sunday, and it triggered a flashback.
I had one last night when I saw General Westmoreland on television, and nothing's changed.
General William Westmoreland in 1967 declared that the United States would defeat North Vietnam, but that didn't happen. The U.S. ultimately pulled out, and veterans weren't treated well when they came home.
I got spit upon. I didn't last 6 weeks in college.
Dr. Kenneth Mangus experienced the same thing when his tour of duty ended.
I was seen as a pariah. I was seen as someone who was killing babies.
That experience led him to become a forensic psychologist.
I was in infantry, but Signal Corps, so I was in the back lines as opposed to on the front lines, although we were mortared on a routine basis.
He knows some scenes in the series will be hard for him and others to watch because they could trigger post-traumatic stress disorder and flashbacks.
Some difficulties that they might have immediately after, or even having nightmares or disturbing dreams, would be challenging for them.
To help with healing, Carrell used his experience to help create the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Eden Park. It's a place of reflection, a chance to give context to the conflict, just like the Ken Burns historical narrative.
Hopefully, out of this series, people will understand what the Vietnam veteran went through, the homecoming, and what's taken place today.
Now that's very, very emotional. Many veterans groups and the Veterans Administration are expecting an uptick in counseling requests because of possible PTSD, but they're prepared to handle it. Coming up on Not on Your Side at 5:30, the views of a wounded Vietnam veteran who is the former general manager of WCPO, Tanya.
Our Bill Fee, we love him so.